Lauri Löfberg from Finland. Let's give a big hand for her.
It's kind of bizarre that I'm actually the only one. You wimps. No one else. But yeah, my name is Lauri Löfberg from the University of Jyväskylä in Finland. I'm a psychology major there, my 5th year, and today I'll be talking to you about this topic: web and mobile-based interventions for improving psychological flexibility and mindfulness. So this topic will be pretty similar to what Annika, was it Annika? Yeah, talking about online counseling yesterday. Yes, what she was talking about. And I've skipped some things that we had like similar slides or something. Adjusted this a little bit. And in a sense, I think this is kind of, in a way, similar to what Jürgen had, the suit guy, you know, because he was talking about smart homes and things like that. And I think that's like we're talking about this technology that exists, but is not yet like ubiquitous, you know. It doesn't exist everywhere. Not everyone is using it. It's similar with these kind of interventions and apps and stuff. They exist, they've been studied, but not everyone knows about them. And yes. So basically I'll be telling you a few things, few basic background things about these kind of things. But mainly I'll be focusing on this one, the student compass. Because I'm not a researcher. I don't know, I'm not prepared to talk about all this huge amount of research that has been done on this topic. But I think I'm pretty qualified to talk about my experience as a student in this program called Student Compass. And also we'll be talking a little bit about ACT. How many of you know something about ACT? A few, surprisingly few. Okay, it's good that we have a few slides for it. And yeah, and basically just mainly about my experiences with this. So, there are loads of terms relating to this topic. People use them very differently and they have many nuances. And there's a lot of history when it comes to this. I know that like in the 90s they used to have these therapies where they sent text messages with something encouraging or something to the where in the research. And yeah, we were talking about online counseling. Online counseling can mean, like we talked yesterday, it can be sending emails and stuff. It can be Skype. It can be many things. And in broad terms, some of these include like that you're discussing with actual people. Some might be more like self-help oriented, that you're reading about some material to help yourself, or they might have AIs or like these AI properties. Yeah, and the Student Compass program I'll be talking about today, which I think the best term to fit that Student Compass would be these web-based interventions. And here we have some things we also talked a little bit about yesterday, the pros and cons. So basically with these web and mobile-based interventions we have improved access to evidence-based treatments. I'm from Finland, and you know that Finland is like a very large country in this axle. So it's a real problem that people like live so far away that they actually have to drive long distances to get to, say, therapy and many things. So it's a good thing to have something like this. And cost effectiveness, you know that psychotherapy can be expensive, treatment can be expensive. yeah, the client freedom, they can choose when to use these. Like if they want to use them like in the morning or in the evening after work, when they're in the bus, whenever, with like, when it was like about mobile applications, you know. And cons, of course, this is a new field of study. In a sense, there's always new technologies coming, so it's hard to say. My master's thesis has been about this mobile application called Oiva, which is has this the thing we're trying to find out there is that what kind of ways to use that mobile application actually leads to good outcomes, like things like how many sessions should you have with the application, or should one session be like a few minutes or a few hours or what, things like that. And also if there's like this saturation point that you're using this kind of application, at some point you've got all the good things from it. It's not like linear that you just can keep using it and becoming more and more feel bitter. Yeah, and also Annika was talking about these dropouts, like these people who just at some point don't answer to emails. This is a big problem, both in research, like people stop using the application or the web page or whatever it is, or you know that when you've had any apps on your mobile phones, it's common that you like check it, download it and see what it's like, and then just choose not to use it anymore. It's common, but the problem in the research. Yeah, there they are. So on the right, there's opiskelijan kompassi, or the student compass, and on the left we have Oiva, which is similar. They're basically the same thing. This is a mobile application, Oiva, and they're both based on acceptance and commitment therapy, and they have similar contents or almost identical contents. They have both of these same videos and like same texts and same pictures, more or less. But to be more precise, this student compass I'll be talking about you today is on a web page that contains a lot of material on mental health, and it's also the name of the program, like that we're using to treat students in our university. Basically, it's a course that you can take when you're a psychology major or a final stage psychology student, to be a coach in this program for actual people who apply to this program. And it has both face-to-face contacts and this online counseling that we heard about yesterday. But I'll be talking more about that in a second. So, since so few of you know ACT, I thought I should say a few things about it. It's a form of psychotherapy that has its roots in cognitive behavior therapy, and the most basic concept of this form of therapy is psychological flexibility. Has anyone heard this term? Or is it like... Yeah. Few people, yeah. It's similar term to like words like wellness and stuff, or mental health in general. And it has these 6 parts that it consists of. We have these on the on the top we have these mindfulness related things, being present and accepting whatever thoughts come to your mind. And we also have these 2, diffusion and self as context, things that are related to like how to handle thoughts and what kind of thoughts about language, things like that. And on the right we have things related to values. Values are very important in ACT, and also how to live in accordance with your values. And we'll be talking about more specifically about these in a second too. So here I have a little bit of research about why this Compass project exists in the first place. Basically, there's been a lot of studies about university students or students in general that how much time do we actually have? Second.
Just continue.
Okay. Yes, you want me. Yeah, many studies about how students have a lot of problems with, of course, stress, anxiety, depression, and these symptoms affect their studies and prolong them and make them harder. So it's a big problem, basically. So there's a need for these kind of interventions. Yeah, so this is the basic structure of the student compass. Like when you start doing the compass, go to the webpage and start doing it. You need to be a member of our university. You log in with your university or with your how do you say?
University username?
Yes. And basically you can, at the first, there's an introduction page, and then there's 3 routes. This is like a common thing for many of these web-based interventions, that they have these routes that you can choose and then follow the routes. We have stress, depression, and anxiety. Like, after you've read the introduction page, you're supposed to like think about your symptoms and what kind of problems you've had, and if any of these would like resemble that and be the good path for you. But these are no, it's not that important which path you choose. Route. These routes have like these stories about these actual people, their experiences with, say, anxiety, and I think that people can relate to that if they choose the anxiety route, and they can read about other people who have similar problems. But the actual exercises and these checkpoints that I'm talking about are pretty much the same. The first thing you'll be doing with Student Compass is like mapping your values, and also what kind of things you could do to improve those values. And to demonstrate that, if you'd like to, and if you have time, it's upside down. Okay. Actually, I don't know if we'll have time. We'll see. If you can do one of these exercises that Student Compass has there. And then there's these basic mindfulness things, being present, living this moment, and finally these more abstract things about like these psychoeducative things about the role of thoughts in your personality and stuff like that. And I can show you what the actual interfaces look like. I can't show you the application OIVA because it's on phone, but there's a web-based version, pretty simple version of it on the web. These are both, actually, this is only in Finnish, but this, for Student Compass, we have English Compass, which is, I don't think it's like finished.
No, it's not.
It's not, yeah. And we have German Compass. I think that's pretty like done. And we're going to have an Italian Compass.
Yeah.
It's kind of random. Yeah. But yeah. So it basically looks like this. This is the introduction page I have right here, and here are the roots: stress, depression, anxiety. And here you can see this again, some introduction. And then you start going through these checkpoints that I was talking about. And there's also some of these other texts and exercises that they have here. And yeah. So what students are doing in this kind of program, there's a course that you take, and the first things you'll be doing there is just having all these lectures about what ACT is, about things about online counseling and stuff like that, about the program. You have to be very familiar with that. And when you're ready, this happens twice a year, spring and autumn. And when the students are ready and people who want to have help with their problems have applied to these programs, there's usually something like, I'd say 50 to 70 people in this, or something like that. And the students basically have, I think, 2 to 4 clients each that they meet. The first thing that happens, it's a 5-week program. First thing they do is have this first face-to-face assessment with the students. Basically, it's just the introduction and...
We can take questions in the 10 minutes.
Okay. This assessment, they're filling out these few questionnaires such as PDI, Tech Depression Inventory, PSS, Positive Stress Scale, and FFMQ, 5-facet mindfulness questionnaire, things like this. And also just discussing, interviewing, what's the problem? Why have you applied to this program? And then there's these 5 weeks. They have one face-to-face session on the first week, and then on third week, and finally on the 5th week also. And on the other weeks when they don't have those face-to-face sessions, they themselves go through the webpage and feel this kind of diary about their experiences. And the online counseling part comes there because the student is supposed to write back to them, like reflect on the stuff that they wrote about. And yeah, then there's the closing session, again filling these questionnaires and just going through the experience they had with this program. Yeah, and for the last thing I'd like to say that if any of you are actually interested in does this work, does this actually help the students, I can tell you that yes, it does. There have been a lot of studies about this in our university, and they basically the conclusion is that it's effective, and also with follow-up. When they do the follow-up questionnaires, they have stayed. The gains on like stress improvement and better mindfulness skills, they have stayed to the follow-up, which is a good thing. Yes.
Do you only just say these questions and tasks, or do you actually measure the person as well? Let's say they say they're more active, but are they actually more active with tracking?
Yeah, when the Oiva was studied, it was years ago, it was like they were given these mobile phones with pre-installed applications, and it was a huge study. They had this somatic like they did a lot of like they did questionnaires and did a lot of things on those people who were on that program, and yeah, basically they had all this information, like every little detail, like every little tap they made on the phone, and it's very much data. Did that answer your question? Anybody else?
What's the future going to be? Are we developing this further?
What's the future going to be like?
In terms of that program, like, it's going to be scaled up to every language in the world, or it's going to be more effective somehow?
Yeah, because one of the like pros about this thing is that there are these little language groups. You have people who have like these only few people who speak the same language as you do. Then these kind of things could help with those people. Yeah.
Why is it limited to only students at your university?
That is a good question. Basically, the Oiva app, which also have this simple web-based version, that is free for everyone, although it's only in Finnish. But I'm not exactly sure why the student compass is strictly for our students. Does anybody have any insights on that?
I was thinking, do they have cooperation with the Finnish Student Health Service, or is that maybe the reason it's for students?
I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, they have some like one version of this for everybody, so it's completely hidden.